Hi, welcome, welcome. I am so glad you've joined me today. I am Kelly Pitts from createwithkelly.com, and I'm thrilled that you're here, whether you're watching on YouTube Live or you're watching on Facebook Live, or if you're watching the replay on either one. Happy to have you. Hope you will let me know when you drop on. Let me get this where I can see your comments. Would love to know who you are and where you're from when you get a chance. That would be great. Put that in the comments. And I am working with creating with, not really working. It doesn't feel like work sometimes when I'm creating. It feels like work when I'm making out 12 packets of 12 cards. That's work. But the creating part is always fun to me. And I love to inspire people to create on your own. So thanks for joining me. We're going to use the Flight Airy. This is that series of 12 cards I've been talking about for a while. This is from the Celebration catalog that looks like this. And this is only good through the end of February. So it's closing down here. We're getting to the wire. So if you haven't fixed your wish list, you better make one quickly so you can keep from missing out on this wonderful special. We've got the Flight Airy paper, 12 by 12, and you get 12 sheets, and you get them free with a $50 order. So we'd love to help you with that. If you have some Stampin' Up! Products you need, my host code is there at the bottom left of the screen, and I'm happy to help you with Stampin' Up! Products anytime. If you don't already have a demonstrator and need for me to send you a catalog, I can do that. We've got a mini catalog that's good through April, and our regular annual catalog will actually be going away at the end of April too. We'll have a new one of those coming up. So it's exciting times. There are so many things I haven't gotten to use yet. So I am going to get after it today, and let's make this fun card. Remind me, I've got these, whatever you call them, embellishments in my envelope. I don't want to take them out now. I might lose them. So we are going to start with this card. This is a bookbinding fold and opens like this. I don't have the inside done of this card, but we're going to make an inside today. And our cardstock is boho blue, and it is 4 1/4 by 11. So it's still the 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of cardstock cut in half. It's just cut horizontally instead of vertically like we usually do. But it is scored at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. We'll move this out of the way. And I always try to even up my cardstock, even if I've already got the score line there. I still even it up and then do the score just in case it's off just a little bit. And get that burnished really well. Use some pressure, and you can use either end of your bone folder, whichever works for you. Then we're going to fold this one back, and you want to make sure these sides are lined up evenly so that this is a good crisp fold. And I turn that both ways too. I always do top and bottom or front and back, however you want to look at that. Now that'll fold back, and we have a piece of the designer series paper, the Flight Airy. Like I said, let me see if I can get all this up here for you. This one is 4 1/8. I really made it a little, no, I take that back. This is 4 by 4, but I thought it just needed a little pick-me-up. Usually I don't think that the front DSP has to be framed or matted with another color. But I want you to look at that and then look at this with the white here. How much brighter this paper is when it has that little white border. So that's what I did. I made this 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And hi, Julie. Thanks for tuning in from Ohio. Hope you enjoy this. Whoops, I had you up there and disappeared. Thanks, Julie. It's nice to meet you. I appreciate the compliment. You'll just see how to make it right here real quick. Okay, so this one is 4 1/8, and in order to conserve paper and to conserve bulk, when you're mailing it, it's not quite as heavy and thick. So I cut my deckled circle that I use on the front of the card. I cut it out of here, And then I just cut a smaller one out of here to use at another time on another card. I just didn't want to waste it. So we're going to get our silicone mat out and go ahead and glue the parts that we can. And you could use your liquid glue. You can use Stampin' Seal, whatever you want to do. Whatever your favorite adhesive is. And just kind of get it all the way to the corners. Don't have to be extremely careful with it. Alrighty, we're just going to get this where we want it, where it's even borders all the way around. So like I said, that is 4 1/8, and this part is 4 1/4. The cardstock is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2 and 4 1/4. Then we're going to take the designer series paper and place it right on top there. And I know there's pretty birds on the other side, and I did a lot of cards with the pretty birds, but this is pretty too, and it really shows off the birds from the other sheet of the DSP that have this misty moonlight, coral, calypso coral kind of colors with it. And I'm going to go ahead and glue the inside also. No, we might stamp on it. I'll wait on that one. Okay. And then because we have this white cardstock around the little piece of designer series paper, I did the same thing with this one. That's the back of another pretty sheet that is in this pack that you can earn for free with the $50 order. And we're just going to glue that. This is 1 inch by 4 inches. So this would be 1 1/8 by 4 1/8. This little sheet of white, because this needs to match that. And you don't want to go larger on your designer series paper. If you're making several cards, you want to always try to leave it at 4 inches or something that's divisible easily. You don't, if you made it 4 1/8 or 4 1/4 to go all the way here, then you would only get 2 across out of your 12 by 12. So most of the time when I use DSP, I'm going to use a 4 inch chunk or a 3 inch chunk of it. And I meant to do the, it doesn't matter. You can do the blue. This is Starry Sky, but it's not, it's supposed to be Starry Sky, but it really works with a lot of different blues, I think. So I'm glad. Facebook user, I will, let me let you know, I'm not sure who you are. If you haven't seen this before, I'll give you the info. Somehow my stuff is not working right. It's like my fingers are, it's not showing up on the computer. Your comments will show as Facebook user unless you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and give them permission to view your Facebook comments. So just to let you know that. All right, let me get back up to comments there. So I'm glad you liked the card. All right, so with the ribbon, I wrapped it around and tied the bow. And you can do this just around the blue or around the blue and the white, or you can go all the way like I did here and wrap it on the inside because we're going to glue this portion down. That's how a bookbinding fold works. The only thing when you do it this way, you better get it adjusted first before you glue that portion in, because you don't have the wiggle room. If you can leave yourself kind of a little channel if you do it this way. See how I've glued it just around the blue part, the DSP there, and I can probably move this. No, it's glued anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. But okay, we're going to have that blue there, and then we're going to do a different little saying than we did on this one. And I fussy cut the birds already, so that'll be quick and easy. That's going to go on the inside. Let's go ahead and stamp our greeting. And I'm going to change it up. This greeting came from the Lovely and Sweet stamp set, and this is from the Nature's Sweetness bundle. That's what I use there. But I decided it was kind of a little crowded, and those leaves I decided were a little bit too big, or too full, too busy with this pattern. So after I'd already done it, so we're going to try something a little bit different there too. That die, if you like that, or you just want to use one maybe and not two, that comes from the Notes of Nature stamp set and dies bundle. And I should have all those supplies listed, I believe, in the below the video. So thanks again, y'all, for tuning in. Let me know when you pop on. Okay, we're also using the Deckled Circles dies, and that's where this one came from. It would be the, let's see about that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 6th one in, 6th smallest. And we're going to do the Hello There. Hello there. From the Softly Sophisticated stamp set. And this is another item you can earn from Celebration. So you can only get this through February 29th. Would love to help you with that. So we're going to use the Hello There on the front, and You're in My Thoughts on the inside of this one. And you could use Misty Moonlight, or you could use Night of Navy. We could go either way. I just usually like my greeting to make sure it's really solid and dark enough. I prefer using a darker color. So let's try to get this all on screen at one time here for you. So we're going to do our Hello There. And I'm going to do it just kind of at the bottom. That doesn't look like it's quite coated enough. I may need to re-ink my pad. There we go. So just tap on it several times. Always turn it over and look. See, I've got a little bit of a mess right there. I'm going to get that off. Okay. Tap, tap, tap. And I'm just going to go, hello there. Right there. Stamp straight down and straight up. There you have it. And then while I've got the blue open, I think on the inside, we're going to do our You're in My Thoughts from that same stamp set. Tap, tap, tap several times. Make sure it's all coated really well. And I'm going to do this here on the right, because my plan is to put a little bird over here on the left that came out of the DSP. You've got 2 sheets of birds that you can fussy cut out, and they're all different. Well, not all of them are totally different, but you've got a lot of different ones to choose from. It's a lot of fun to play with that paper. I'm going to clean these off really quickly. Okay. And I think we're about ready to start putting this together. I was going to show you how easy these birds are to fussy cut. I didn't finish this one. This came on the edge of a paper. I think this may have been the bottom edge even, or something, but that's why the wings are cut off. But don't throw those away. You don't have to just use the ones in the middle that are perfect, because you can always find a use inside a card for the other little birds that are partly chopped off. You just put that edge right on the edge, and it looks like you did it intentionally. Nobody ever knows, unless they are Stampin' Up people too, and you've showed them or learned it from a demonstrator. So I try to give you tips when I can. I always try to save cardstock, cutting out a circle or a rectangle or something out of the center of whatever I'm working on to save paper. All right, I think we've got all that stamping done. We'll move that out of the way. Now we're going to get this ready. I'm going to glue this. Do y'all like just this in there, or I probably, since I put that on over there, this was kind of my plan, was to put the bird. I could just put the bird. Do y'all like that? Or do you like it with the strip? I'll give y'all a minute to let me know what you think, if that's too much to have both. Hi, Sherry. I'm assuming that's from Kentucky. Glad to have you. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, Julie likes both. And I haven't heard from anybody else, so we'll go ahead and do both. Look how much power you have, Julie. We're just doing exactly what you say. And I usually leave a little bit of space at the bottom. I don't put it all the way to the bottom edge normally. I just think, I don't know why, but that's the way I do it. I like it better that way. And we're going to either tuck this in, and that's why I like liquid glue, so that I can have a little bit of time to make up my mind there. I think I'm going to have one little wing sticking over the top and the other one tucked behind. So we're just going to get that on right there. And just line that up on the edge. So I've used that edge piece. Isn't that sweet? You're in my thoughts. Okay, well, let's get that on the inside. Not of that one. Whoop. Dropped it. Okay, I'm going to hold that there so that I have that edge. You could go ahead and glue that first if that makes it easier for you. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Hi, Kathy. I'm glad you liked the card. Thanks for tuning in. Glad you're here. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and glue our, let's see how we like this. I think we're going to leave that centered. Okay, so you can go ahead and glue this, and I have my ribbon twisted, but it's not a big deal because we're sealing that up anyway. Okay, we're going to close that over, and that's 1 1/4 inches because you're going from 5 1/2 to 4 1/4. So you've got about 1 1/4 inches there. Julie, thank you. You are welcome to Case. And I'll be doing a blog post that has all of the measurements and supplies. I'm trying to get several cards on one blog post because I'm running out of time. It's going to be over before we know it. Okay. Let's see here. I'll trim that just, whoops. I need my ribbon scissors, don't I? Those are not very sharp. Oops. I yanked that out of my little caddy and threw my Stampin' Dimensionals on the floor. So hopefully I've got another pack over here. Okay, I'm just going to pop this up with Dimensionals. Oh, those are minis. Foam adhesive strip. Okay, we do have another one. Yay. Okay, and I'm going to try to put this, I'll put it under here, and then we'll put some on the sides kind of low because I don't like to double stack my Dimensionals. So I'm just going to put one at the very top, which should be in between where the birds are, and then their bodies are going to be right about here. I'm going to move that down just a tad more, I think. So if you just kind of plan ahead when you position your Dimensionals so that you're not, if you're stacking this on top of that, they don't need to be double stacked right together. So you have a chance at mailing them with regular postage if you just have one stack. But if you have two, you're probably going to pay extra postage. Okay. And on this one, I think we're going to try these little guys from the Bow Punch. That is from this one. We've had that in the catalog for quite a while, but it is in the current catalog, the Bow Punch 157711. And we're going to see what we think of this. And I'm going to take, I may just take a minute and see if we want to add a little color to it, or if we think it's all right like it is. We may just cut those stems off. think that's better. I don't know that we're going to be able to see any blending, but if y'all want to, do y'all want to see a little blending, or do you want me to just finish up so we can move on to the next card, which I'm going to do in a separate video. Y'all want to see some blending? Just real quick on the leaves, just to show you what you can do. Of course, this matches Rachel Tessman's layered leaves stamp set. So if you want to do something with the full stamp set and put some detail in here, you can. But I thought with these leaves that are on the designer series paper, they kind of have that watercolored look, and they are just a little bit darker kind of toward the stem. Okay, and this one's going to go the other way. So the bow punch is only one way, but we want to flip these opposite directions, and it's fine. You can't really tell on a punch. We've got good quality cardstock, so that makes a big difference. So I'm just going to do this with the dark. In fact, I'm using Granny Apple Green Dark on my Stampin' Blends because we don't have a garden green, or if we do, I don't have it. I didn't look it up to see if we've got one, and I think I have most of them that are available. And then just to blend that in just a little bit, we're going to go with the light Granny Apple, kind of right on top of that and up just a little, and that'll kind of blend that dark out so that we don't have a definitive line there where our dark starts and stops. And this looks like it's making it darker, but really, once it dries, it'll be shaded a bit. Okay, so I think we are ready to audition our pieces and figure out where exactly we want each bird and how we want each branch to go. Okay. You hate for it to block too much. My allergies are really kicking up. I don't know about y'all's, but that kind of works, don't you think? I think we're pretty close here. I'm going to try to hold this down a little bit, go on the back, and the ends can kind of stick up. We're just gluing the stem. And since this is a little bit delicate with that stem, I'm going to go ahead and glue most of that like that. Kind of had that a little high, didn't I? I don't want it to hide all of those. Kind of moved, didn't it? Yeah. Well, we're gonna be stuck with that. That'll be all right. And we're gonna pop this one up. This guy or gal, we're gonna pretend this is a couple, but it could be just a couple of friends, right? Probably birds have friends. Birds with friends, not words with friends. Funny. Crack myself up sometimes. Okay, here we go. How do we want him to be, or her? I think we may just do it like that. If we've got enough room for this one. I wanted this one a little lower. And I'm barely kind of just barely have that one on. So I can move it if I need to. Then let's say we don't want that to go exactly the same way. I kind of like that branch about like that. Okay, if I can remember that, get it on there the right way, that'll be good. Then if we need to chop any of it off, we can. Because we have that liquid glue that's got that wiggle room. Let's see. Pretend that's going right up under there. Yeah, this gives them room to kind of cozy up there. Have a little chat with the hello there. See if anybody has any more questions. Anybody? Happy to help if you do. Do y'all have your celebration wish list already filled? Have you already gotten your goodies that you want? Because we're not only what's in the catalog, but they added some more goodies too. So if y'all have any questions about that, let me know. I'm happy to help you. Kind of tuck that one right there. And I may need just a little bit. I think we might want one more leaf under there. Let's see. You don't have to use the whole thing, you know. When you cut these out, you can make it work for you. See, we can have one more leaf tucked under there if we want, where it looks kind of like one branch. How about that? Y'all having a good weekend so far? Can't believe it's already Sunday afternoon. My goodness. I hope I can get a few more videos done this afternoon. You want to, if you've got that end like that, you need to tuck that under somewhere. There we go. That's kind of a little bit off center from what I wanted originally, but I think it works. So we've got hello there. You're in my thoughts. Wouldn't that be a sweet thing to get from a friend? So hope you've enjoyed it and see how simple it is to make a lot of cards. If you have this pack of paper, you can make quite a few of these because you'll get 2 sheets of each of these designer papers. So I will, if y'all stay tuned or come back in a little bit, I will show you another card or two today. Thanks again. Y'all have a great day. Fun times ahead. Bye-bye. Well, has it ended? Huh. It's not behaving properly. So I don't know if it's ended or not. I'm hitting end stream. What's up? I don't know. Let me see here. What I've It's really not reading my fingerprint, I think. Or my hands are so dry or something's happening. It's just not ending. Can somebody let me know if this is still on or if it really is ended and it's just not telling me to download? It's still showing end stream. There we go.